Let's talk. I wanted to hop on real quick and have the conversation about when it comes to spirituality and marijuana, cannabis, weed, whatever you want to call it. We all go through that stage where we're trying to figure out if, you know, smoking weed, cannabis, that ganja, if it's, going to lower our vibrations or not, or if it's good for your spirituality. Well, if you've reached that point to where you understand that they used it, you know, way back, I mean, from the start of spirituality, they've used cannabis, to really tap in. Um, and like if you look into it even more, it explains to you how you know, the when you get into the mindset or no, well, when you start to uh what is it? The word just anyway, anxiety. Yes, anxiety and how it can what people would call a bad trip. Um it's they're missing the whole point. It's bringing out the uncomfortable stages in your life. It's bringing it to the forefront. So now, as well, it opens doors to being more in tune and connected to the spiritual realms. But if you overuse it, it can backfire. Or if you use it the wrong way, it can backfire. But when it comes down, if you really want to ask yourself, because everybody's journey is different, so you need to sit with yourself. And the real question are you disciplined enough to be able to smoke marijuana? Like, is it bringing value to your life, to your spirituality, or is it doing the opposite? Are you disciplined enough to um, not indulge or overdo it if you do decide to? Are you using it for uh just to um what medicate, or try to you know get through the day, like use it for uh because you're stressed out and stuff like that. And it becomes like a crutch. Like, those, you got to look at these things because that will answer it for you. Are you disciplined enough to use marijuana? Is it helping you or is it not? And then that gives you your answer when it comes to you specifically for your journey. Is marijuana for you or is it not? Does it help you in your spirituality, or does it bring you to lower vibrational things and doing things or using it as a crutch? Like, main thing, I know for me, like when it comes to smoking weed, I say like the indulgent, that's what had made me stop a few times. Cuz you with that you can go back and forth. For me, because understanding if I am uh, disciplined enough to do. Because if, for instance, I sat with myself and I asked, okay, because it's a me thing, just like it's a you thing. Um, am I able and am I disciplined enough and responsible enough to smoke marijuana and not indulge or binge eating food? You see what I'm saying? Like, because we all know that food is not good for your spirituality. Not a lot of the food that we indulged, I mean, that we ate and all that stuff, and might have binge ate because we got the munchies and all of that. So yeah. And I'm sure you're eating healthier now, or at least trying to. um so, like, how is it helping when it comes to that? Are you disciplined enough to, when you do smoke, can you not sit there and munch up all the kids' snacks? Like, first of all, I never touch the kids' snacks because then they'll be trying to touch mine. But yeah, are you capable of not, eating all that horrible food or just overeating. It doesn't have to be horrible food, like just overeating, because you, I hope at this point in your spiritual journey, just like everybody else is different, my spiritual journey has led me to understand that food is another addiction out there. Our bodies doesn't necessarily need as much food as we think we do, which is why I start to understand why they say, when it comes to being a glutton, it's not they covered it and made it about a religious thing when like it's a spirituality thing, like it's your body. It's not um it's well, I mean, I guess it could be that too, but for me, like, I feel like I don't even want to talk about that. That's negative stuff. But anyway, yeah, so don't be a glutton. you know it's not healthy to be a glutton. We don't necessarily, we should be eating plant foods and stuff. Our teeth are not made to eat meat, but if we're going to, yeah, all right, I'm starting to get off track. Look, ask yourself questions. You know what I'm saying? Do your research about marijuana and all of that stuff. Um, how practitioners and all that stuff use it to really tap in. It's a good thing, and they didn't always do it all the time, as well as they also did rituals over it, like praying over it type of things, and fasting before they did so it's a lot behind it. I actually have a nice, really good video on my playlist if you want to go to my channel and check that out. It's in the category of I believe it's called Start Here, or This is a Good Start, something like that. You'll come across it. But it's like one of the last videos that I just added there. If you want to, you can binge watch all that stuff on This is a Good Start on my playlist. Yeah, it taps into a lot of things. But yeah, go. It's depending on when you see this video. If you see it today, it's at the bottom of that playlist, in that category of the playlist. And then it explains how they used it and everything. But you are not them. You are you. You are on your own journey. So you know what's good for you and what's not. And if you're disciplined enough to tap into that, as well as do your research so you get the understanding of the effects of it and what it means and why you may call it a bad trip, but really it's a good trip, and you're missing the information that you're getting from it, that you should be taking from it. It teaches you, it's tapping into that part of life that, gives you anxiety, and it's bringing it out. So you're starting to get anxiety. I'm sorry, I'm looking out my window. It's very pretty and nature like, and my window is open because the wind is just, it's a beautiful day. I can't wait to get out there. My vibrations are like up there. I went through a transformation. That's why I've been off of YouTube for a while. And like I said, I tell y'all, I do not want to steer nobody the wrong way. So like when I'm going through my transformations, I try to fall back off of making videos because, right, like, as well as everybody has their own journey. Can't nobody teach you your spirituality better than yourself. Now, it's different when you're just hearing what other people are going through. You take from it and all that. At this point, we're not even watching videos to learn. We're really just listening to what we already experienced or what we possibly might experience. And, you know, we're coming across things that we're meant to come across. You're in line, get in line. If not, they'll tell you, hop back on. Or if things are going wrong, they'll make sure they remind you, just hold on. You'll start to get signs. This is how things are unfolding and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, stay tapped in, y'all. When you're going through your transformations, don't forget that it can feel like you're not tapped in anymore and all that. But understand that after that, try to stay strong, keep those positive thoughts. Try to understand that there's always it's a after that transformation, and you're back on, and you see the difference and what extra gifts you done got, or clarity, and or your high vibrations and all of that good stuff, and although things might be a little out of whack, you know why and what it's for and how things are all going to come and unfold in a good way. At some point, you just got to get through that fog and life and stuff. And yeah, like be be grateful too, that gratitude, that's very high vibrational. Keep that gratitude like number one. Understand, don't forget, you are tapped in, so therefore you're great and gotta be great. Just it's good that while you're going through this life stuff, you got your spiritual guides and your people tapping you on your shoulders, giving you all types of sign and letting you know it's going to be okay, and keep those positive thoughts. Not everybody has that. So that's one of the things that you can always be, grateful for every day. And write down the things that you're grateful for as well too. Because not only are you um, keeping those positive thoughts and you're manifesting more great things, it could be small, big, whatever. I mean, who's going to complain about good things coming your way, So, yeah. And then, you got to remember, like, you're not just the goodness of thinking that and manifesting stuff, but when you're writing it down, that's another stage of manifestation. And, that's spell work, whether you know it or not. Whatever you're writing down is spell work. Whatever you say is spell work. You're doing spell work. When you're cooking, that's a ritual, you know? How you're feeling, your energy, you know what I'm saying, is your breathing, your breath, your thoughts, and the energy that's around you is going into that food. That's why they always say, one of the reasons why you should pray over your food. Make sure you get, whatever negative energy that might be on this food, and understand that a lot of people don't even know that, they're literally doing a ritual. Like, it's not they're out to get you purposely. It's just they had a bad day and they got to come home and cook dinner. Do your prayers over your food for you and your family. Um, but yeah, as well as, because you know that, try to change your mindset when you're making dinner for your family. You know? Because what do we want for our family? We just want them to be good and happy. Like, what do we fight for every day? Our family. You know? What do we deal with the crap that we deal with every day for our family? What does everybody want in life? You know, you you gotta you're out here lifing, and your safe space is your family. You know, why would you want to bring all of that and all of that crap that you had to deal with out there back to your family? And you wondering why the little ones are a little agitated all of a sudden now and stuff like that. Like, it does affect. Doesn't always affect big time. Could a little bit. Who knows? Until you do know. And then why try to figure it out in that way? Just try to be positive in every way, right? Especially at home. That's your safe place. That's your sanctuary. That's your, when the world seems like it's crumbling around you, at least your home is good. So make sure your home is good. Shoot, it's getting a little cluttered around here a little bit. I gotta clean up some of these papers I got sitting out stuff. That's me falling out of line. Hmm. That could be I could be blocking some shit now. Excuse my language. But yeah, we gonna handle that. But yeah, y'all have a great one, a great day. Um, Stay tuned to anyone that's new that came across this. Hey, how you doing? She's different. I'm not always everybody's cup of tea, but I'm fun, I guess. No, I am fun. I'm fun. If I'm not fun for you, I'm just not your cup of tea. But I love myself. You have to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't attract love, the kind of love that we all want, if you don't truly love yourself. Why? Because you love yourself, you're just not gonna see. We don't always explain it, you know, like when they say, uh, if you don't love yourself enough, then how are you going to find somebody that loves you? Or you can't attract someone that, you know what I'm saying? I would say that because of the fact that if you don't love yourself enough and you come around somebody that sounds good, you might fall into that. You might settle for that. Or you might not pay attention to the red flags because you might not be loving yourself as much as you think you are. Or else you would realize you're better than that and you deserve better. And you're not going to settle for that. So therefore, you're just not it for me. Next. I know who I am. I know who I deserve. And I'm not settling for the bull. I love myself too much for that. You love yourself too. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great one. My name is Courtney. Nice to meet you. If this is your first time on my page, why don't you subscribe, like, support, and peace. This is not peace. That's war. This is peace. Y'all have a great one.